Hey everybody, this is Ray Halstead and your CFO, Andrew McMillan. Today we want to talk about working capital. I've got Andrew here with me. Andrew, what exactly is working capital?
So working capital is going to be the amount of money that you have in your business to help you cover day-to-day operations, monthly operations. So it's a financial metric that we like to look at. So working capital is really going to be all of your current assets less your current liabilities. So it's your current assets are going to be your cash, inventory, accounts receivable. Those are typically going to be your current assets. Then your current liabilities will be like the bills you have to pay for that month or in the next 30 to 60 days, your accounts payable, any short-term debt that you have to make payments on. So the difference between those two things, your current assets and your current liabilities, gives you this working capital number for you.
So why should a business owner care about this number?
So it's important to look at and understand what your working capital needs to be, because it's usually an indicator of whether or not you have cash flow problems. Your profit and loss statement, you can be very profitable on a month-to-month basis, be generating good net income and feel like things are going well, but you still could be struggling to make payroll or pay people on time. And the working capital really helps you kind of see that within your numbers, helps identify that better, because you could have more money tied up in accounts receivable, or you could have more money tied up in inventory. That could be making it hard for you to actually pay your bills. That could be making you have these cash constraints. So it's a metric to understand for your business to help make sure that you're identifying when you may have cash flow problems down the road.
What is the correct amount to have?
Yeah.
That's the big question, right?
It's the special question. Everybody has that, and it's really hard to give a blanket answer. And I kind of hate that answer, because I like to kind of steer people down the right direction. So as a general rule of thumb, I say you at least need to have 1 to 2 times your monthly operating expenses in working capital at the very least. Some business owners are going to need more, just depending on how their business works and operates. But 1 to 2 times your monthly expenses. So if you spend $100,000, if you spend $100,000 a month in just monthly operating costs, then you need to have, let's say, $250,000 in working capital. And that's going to be all of your current assets, your cash, your accounts receivable, your inventory, less anything that you have to pay in the near future, like your short-term debt payments and accounts payable.
So is more working capital always better?
Not always. You could have a very high working capital number, but again, that working capital number could be high, but it's because everything's sitting in accounts receivable. You haven't collected on that AR yet. So it hasn't been converted to cash yet. So it's really just kind of the starting place to look at your numbers, because a higher working capital number doesn't necessarily mean your business is operating efficiently in the way it should be. On some level, we want to keep your business lean and keep things, operating on a you want to be using this cash continuously to grow your business and invest in other ways to keep your business profitable and healthy and, on that growth trajectory. So if you have a really high working capital number, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's where you should be for your business.
Great. Any final takeaways?
It's just something that you should be looking at monthly. I encourage every business owner to understand what their working capital needs to be on some level. It helps them stay ahead of issues, make sure they're identifying problems, and helps them understand how they can continue to keep their business, financially secure.
Yeah. Well, that's really good information, Andrew. If you have any questions about your working capital or any business questions in general, feel free to give us a call and we'll help you out. Thanks.